On November 6th, Rockstar Games delivered the kind of news that sends shockwaves through the entire gaming world. The most anticipated game in history, Grand Theft Auto 6, was delayed again. But the real story isn't about the wait. It's about the chaos, the firings, and the union war that exploded inside the studio just as the new date was announced. Here is the official timeline. This is the game's second major delay. The previous window was May 2026. However, the company has now pushed it back another 6 months. The new release date is Thursday, November 19th, 2026, and Rockstar's statement was brief, saying the extra months will allow them to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and deserve. This specific phrasing is important. It signals a commitment to quality, suggesting Rockstar is determined to avoid the buggy, disastrous launches seen by other major games like Cyberpunk 2077. They want the game to be complete and stable from day one, which is great for gamers. But following the announcement, Take-Two CEO Zelnick went on record expressing strong confidence in this new November 2026 date, saying, "When our competitors go to market before something was ready, bad things happen. That said, I'm highly confident on the new date." But Zelnick was also confident on the previous dates, like back in 2025. Just days before the delay announcement, Rockstar fired 34 employees, 31 in the UK and 3 in Canada. These weren't low-level staff. The list included senior artists, animators, designers, and producers, many with up to 18 years at Rockstar. The official reason that they said was gross misconduct for allegedly sharing confidential company information in a public forum. But the timing is the key detail here. The mass terminations happened just 1 week after the IWGB union reached a key bargaining threshold in the UK, a critical step toward negotiating better pay and conditions. The union's claim is direct. This was a ruthless and blatant example of illegal union busting. The IWGB, Game Workers Union, immediately questioned the leak accusation, asking what leaks, as no public evidence of any leaked information has came out. The union claims the public forum mentioned by Rockstar was a private Discord chat used exclusively for union organizing, and was only open to staff and labor organizers. They say the employees were simply exercising their legal right to organize under UK labor law. The firing process was harsh and swift. Employees were summoned to short friendly meetings, handed termination letters without evidence of screenshots, and denied union representation, which violates UK law. Remote employees were given less than 2-minute calls. One employee who suffered a panic attack had the call ended by HR, showing a cold disregard for staff well-being. A post from a verified Rockstar employee and union member under the name Organize surfaced on the GTA forums detailing the aftermath. The developer opened by confirming the scale of the firing. I've been reading a lot of the discussion on here and elsewhere about the firings of more than 34 of my colleagues last week, and I've seen a lot of disinformation and lies that are really concerning. The fear is that if they get away with this, they have nothing stopping them from doing this again and again. This fear is directly linked to Rockstar's history. Previous reports from the development of Red Dead Redemption 2 detailed a mandatory intense crunch culture, where staff were allegedly pressured into working 60 to 100-hour weeks in the final months of development. While Rockstar later claimed they were trying to improve their culture, this current situation shows a familiar pattern of control. In early 2024, Rockstar mandated an immediate 5-day return to the office for all employees, citing security concerns for GTA 6 as the justification. The IWGB union publicly opposed this move at the time, calling it reckless and harmful to employee well-being, mainly for those who had moved away during the pandemic. Many developers saw this mandatory return as a soft layoff tactic, and Organize directly challenged Rockstar's claims about the fired staff, stating, "These colleagues of mine were hard workers who have spent many years at Rockstar in critical roles, with colleagues who have been at Rockstar for more than 18 years, and none of whom have ever had a disciplinary in that time. They are not easily replaced and will certainly affect us in making our project deadlines." The developer also underlined the critical roles these individuals played: senior artists, animators, QA testers, designers, programmers, and producers, including leads. All expert, talented people who were proud of their work over multiple Rockstar titles. And all they wanted was the best for Rockstar and their fellow colleagues. Some of these members are recovering from surgery or on paternity leave, fired without pay, losing their careers, and putting them into hardship in the lead up to Christmas, and even potentially losing their visas to work in the UK. So this wasn't about firing underperformers who weren't doing their job. It was about experienced, dedicated staff. And the post even clarified the alleged union busting motive. 1 week before the union had reached 200 members, taking us over the 10% threshold required to seek recognition and begin engaging in collective bargaining, allowing us to negotiate directly with management on key issues that affect us, like worsening crunch, inadequate pay, and inflexible working arrangements. But the post goes further, revealing the devastating impact on those left behind. Morale in the studio is at rock bottom, totally deflated, and our trust and confidence in others is totally shot. So this environment has one predictable outcome: crunch worsening due to GTA 6 scope, confirming that the company's actions directly harm the remaining developers and the game's future. And on November 6th, this fear turned into action. Hours before the delay was announced, there were demonstrations and protests outside Rockstar North in Edinburgh, where fired workers and the union protested. Signs directly called out the company as Rockstar Union Busters, saying they won't back down, with many having Rockstar-themed signs. So the IWGB says they are fighting for the full reinstatement of every dismissed member of staff, saying, "We've got 31 game devs who are keen to get back to work," replying to Rockstar's announcement of the delay. So even if Rockstar was trying to look stable with their announcement, the financial markets disagreed. The news of the delay combined with the labor conflict hit the parent company Take-Two Interactive hard. Take-Two's stock fell around 6 to 7% immediately after the announcement, which coincidentally was minutes after the markets closed. And today, as the markets opened, Rockstar is down 11% on the month, erasing billions of dollars from the company's market value. This drop is the clearest sign that investors see major risk in a studio that is fighting its own veteran staff. The lack of faith even spread to prediction markets. Platforms like Polymarket, where people bet on future events, showed a dramatic drop in confidence. After the news of the delay, Jesus Christ returning before GTA 6 climbed to nearly 50%, showing how many believe that the delays are endless due to the chaos. And on the Kalshi market, the odds of the game releasing before 2027 dropped significantly from 90% to 70%, proving people are losing confidence in the November 2026 timeline entirely, and wouldn't be surprised to see another delay pushing it into 2027. And this drop in market confidence, despite the CEO's recent statements, suggests that the internal labor war and loss of key development veterans who are hard to replace has severely damaged the perception of the new November 2026 deadline, with many now believing it could be delayed even longer. The developer's final plea was direct. The union remains unbroken and is fighting for the full reinstatement of every dismissed member of staff at Rockstar through legal means and campaigning. And this fight is critical. This entire situation reveals the true cost of developing the world's biggest entertainment title, a cost that is currently being paid by the developers who are simply trying to organize for a better workplace. So I have to ask, what are your thoughts on this situation and the future of GTA 6? It seems like Rockstar wants to make sure the game is great on release, but that's having a huge impact on the developers behind the scenes. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video.